Where the hell are you going?
Are we live?
Yeah.
Alright, you bucky bastard.
Today we're reviewing the newest album from Gia Margaret titled Gia Gargerat. Cock and balls, more like Bach and calls.
Chris would be proud.
Chris would be proud. Chris would be proud. Okay, do you want to talk about this track by track, or do you want to kind of go overall?
I didn't take notes on this one, full disclosure, so I prefer going overall.
Okay, so what do you think about it overall?
Please ignore the AC in the back. It might be a little loud.
Can you hear it or no?
Noisy. Yeah, so I know you texted me about it a little while ago. You thought I might not like it. And that makes sense because I didn't really enjoy that Caitlin Aurelia one.
Yeah.
Was Sound of Transformation.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I actually did enjoy... Is it Gia Margaret or is it Gia Gargerat? Which
the
one?
artist's name is Gia Margaret. The album
Margaret.
is Gia Gargerat. Yeah.
Gia Gargerat. Okay. I did enjoy Gia Gargerat by Gia Margaret. I think it mixed like nice acoustics. I don't remember which track it was, but it was one of the earlier ones where she just kind of is plucking away at the guitar, either while waves crash or cell phone noises kind of go on.
Oh, I think that's either Lakes or for ZOYA in China.
Yeah. I definitely remember Lakes for sure because of the waves crashing. I liked her use of those sort of not ambient sounds, but maybe natural sounds. She does also use I wouldn't call it electronic, but tones, I suppose, in one of those early tracks. And I thought I wouldn't like it, but I did actually enjoy it. It sounds bad when I explain it, like it's a bunch of phone tones just kind of going off, but it's actually far more harmonic than just that. It's like if an alien was trying to speak to me without using, words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so overall, I did actually enjoy this album a fair bit. It's not like one of my favorites, but I found it acoustically pleasing.
Yeah, so I listened to this album twice today. I listened to it earlier, I think this morning. I wasn't that all into it, and then during my workout, I was doing cardio, and I was like, okay, let me turn this on. It's not long. It's only like a 27-minute record. And on the second time, I guess everything kind of just like clicked for me. It's not like the most special ambient album I've ever listened to, or like anything like that, but like I was pretty satisfied with what was here. What are some of my favorite tracks on here? I really like the first track, the way it opens off, kind of with the kind of mini vocal samples that we hear on the first first foray of tracks. I thought were interesting, especially on Body, where it's about the guy who is kind of describing how much of a burden living in this vessel the body is. I thought that was very interesting. What are some other of my favorites? Lakes definitely had my attention, even though it's like a minute and a half long. I think hearing just how fluid the water is amongst the acoustics was really pleasant to hear. I liked for ZOYA in China. I like the pinging synthesizers, or they might not be synthesizers, but it was kind of like an analog sound before it kind of progresses into a more more somber finish. What else? 3 movements. I really like that. It's a very slow, kind of very methodically burning track with like the piano melodies and stuff like that. And I thought Ash was really interesting because it is definitely the more out there track in terms of like its instrumental. It's more, I think, more prominent and much more distinct from the other tracks that kind of like bleed into each other. And I thought the end of the album, Lesson, where we finally get like genuine vocals from Gia. I think when that kicked in for me, I really enjoyed that the entire record is kind of like her reflecting about thoughts in her mind in precarious ways. So like the album cover, I think, was a pretty good base to reference to in terms of like visualizing how the album sounds. So I think on the last track where she's kind of talking about, I forgot what it was. I think it was about how she's trying to describe love for somebody, or like trying to like understand or accumulate these complicated feelings. I thought that was an interesting payoff. I will say though, it did leave me wanting the rest of the album to like have vocals on it because she has a really good voice, and I think her lyrics on the other tracks would have been a lot more beneficial to establish their moods and kind of give them more of a firm foundation. What about you?
I had a thought about one of the earlier tracks, but I blanked out while you were talking about the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hadn't considered her singing on the other tracks. I did enjoy her voice, like you said, so I think I would appreciate that too.
Mm-hmm.
I was fine with the album the way that it was, and I was pleasantly surprised when I heard her voice on the last track. Yeah, I agree. I think she has a nice voice, but I did like the ambient album that she kind of had going with this one,
which is very surprising.
Yeah, I know. It's uncharacteristic of me. I remembered what I was going to say. It's actually that I think it's Body, where some philosopher, I'd imagine, is talking about that body or about his body. You mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of vaguely reminded me of those like lo-fi beats to study to and relax to, where they just have like this lo-fi track going and then just have like random people give sort of somewhat powerful quotes.
Ah, yes, Jordan Peterson wave is my favorite genre.
Yeah, this was a little Peterson wave-esque. It wasn't bad. Yeah, no, I definitely caught my attention.
I really liked, I think it's on Body and Barely There. There are some vocal samples amidst the background. So kind of while you're getting lost in these ambient instrumentals where you're kind of like drifting on some like imaginary plane, I think they were a pretty interesting way to tether reality to it, or just what the songs are trying to give off. Which is why I would have preferred more songs have samples like that, or more speeches, or more philosophical stuff. Because I think after that, it's not like the album like got worse or anything, but I think the intrigue for me kind of went down a little bit. It's not like I like a good ambient album, don't get me wrong, but there wasn't really anything on here where I was like blown away. But I will say I was pretty satisfied with the entire end product.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything about it you didn't like? I will say first, I think Sad Ballad and No Sleep No Dream were kind of like unnecessary, which is weird to say about an ambient record where all the songs are meant to like bleed in and complement each other, but they didn't really do a whole lot for me. I think every other track I enjoyed.
Nothing really jumps out at me as far as criticisms go. I think there are definitely a couple of tracks that are really short, like about a minute, if that.
Yeah.
So that lends itself to making some of them forgettable. Forgettable to the point that I don't even remember which ones I'm forgetting.
Right.
But I will say again that overall I did like the album, even if there were a couple of tracks here or there that I don't really remember and didn't really care for.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you want to move on to final ratings, or you got anything more else to say?
I got nothing.
Excellent. All right. So what would you rate it?
I'll give it a 17. I think it was like a little better than average. Like I did kind of like it, but not enough to really listen to it again or check her out really as an artist. Mm-hmm. Have you listened to her other albums, if there are any?
I listened to her debut. It's kind of like this, but there's a bit more vocals on it. I enjoyed it. I think I like this one a bit better, but yeah, I liked it. To be honest, since I haven't listened to that record in quite a while, or it's not quite a while, it came out last year, I think. I will say I kind of forgot most of it, but I do remember I liking it. My rating for this one would probably be like a solid 7. I enjoyed my time with it. Like I said, it's not anything exemplary or anything like that, or anything that makes me go, wow, this blew my socks off, I can't wait to hear more, or something like that. But I think for what was here, it was an interesting package, and I think really gave me some existential thoughts during my cardio workout, so I appreciate that. Alright, so with that being said, thank you for watching this pretty short review, and we'll see you later. Hopefully we'll get back to the track-by-track thing. I think me and you have just had a lot of things to do recently, so.
Yeah.
Okay.